Welcome to our Brazil International Talk Show. I'm Suzanne Thorson, and we are a team of Brazilian and Hispanic entrepreneurs who live in Florida and contribute to the development of Florida's community and economy. Today, we will interview a person that I admire big time. He's a well-known screenwriter from Brazil, and he has written so many soap operas, TV series, and so much more. He will tell us about his new projects and what's coming up. But first, let's introduce our co-host today, Mr. Aloysio Vasconcelos.
I am Aloysio Vasconcelos. I am the chairman of the Brazil International Foundation, which has as an affiliated group the Brazilian Business Group. We mainly act and engage in service to the Brazilian and Hispanic communities for about 15 years. And now we start to achieve some of our goals, as it's a very long and hard road to follow.
Thank you, Aloysio. And I'm Suzanne Thorson. I'm a founder and also creative director of a performing arts company. And also, Aloysio, can you mute, please? Here, thank you. And also, I think that some of you don't know, I'm a former ballerina and actress. In fact, I met Doc Comparato, that is the person that we are interviewing today, on my time at TV Global. So welcome, Doc Comparato. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. And I'm sure there's nobody better than yourself to share with us a little bit of your extensive resume. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for invited to the program. Thank you to Aloysio, thank you to Susan, thank you to everybody that's around us, helping us to do this. And thank you for seeing us today. I'm in Rio de Janeiro, you are in the United States. So that's the third millennium. And you said to me that I'd like to introduce myself. I have to confess that every day I make the same question in the morning. Who I am? Well, I want to do it. Depends on the day, because I am a doctor, and now for the fourth time I became several professional until to be a screenwriter, a creator, and I work mainly with creativity. My work is creativity in dramaturgy, in theater, cinema, television, and the new medias. So my spectrum is fiction. I work in fiction. And I have a conception of creativity, which I think it's not against, but it's not the same kind of of achievement of the humanity that shown by the writer Arthur Clarke or the movie the Kubrick 2001. Who they say? They say that the humanity, the concept of to be human, came from violence, from fight, and then you reach the progress, and then you reach the space, and then you reach the future evolution. I
Some,
am I'm a little bit more optimist. I think that art don't come through the aggression or violence. The evolution of mankind and the progress. Let's just imagine you are 15,000 years ago, or 100,000 ago, or 100,000 years ago. Doesn't matter. You were there in the cave, and then there's just fire, and then someone make a movement of the hand, and then a child smile.
yeah.
And
Doc, let me say just one thing on the middle of your creation because that's why you're so good. You're awesome. You already start to explain to us a little bit of your creativity. But before that, I would like you to share with the public your main works. What have you done so that they know who you are? Okay?
okay, okay, who you are is very simple. Go to Google, go to www.doccomparato.com, and that is it. I'm not sure that I am. Today I'm 21 years old. As you can see, I'm very happy. So that's it. So it's very simple to know who you are now. But let's continue to my thinking, because my thinking is sort of thought. I want to show you that the creativity is the movement of the human evolution. And although we are in crisis all the time, I believe in the future. I believe in the other person, because creativity is essential. That from that smile of the child in the cave, and then come on with some sort of they see in certain thing, or that I make a mask, or the person painting, the other one make what a music, and then someone writes things and began to draw in the walls, and then someone put a mask and someone write and said, now you go up, go in the stone and said, you are God of fire. That well. So we can get all the creativity, all the arts is involved, is completely the history of the religion. Because in the moment that the man said, I am the God of fire, was the reflection of a God. The other man, the other cave said, I am the God of the water. And then began the conflict, and then began the dramaturgy. But although the sort of mechanism of creation is linked direct to the religion, and now it's completely different. The religions, the ideologies, everything is linked to the dramaturgy, is linked to the creativity, because there is no way without creativity in the world. Since the climate problems until the most incredible problem of humanity, which is hunger. It's hunger. So only the creativity can save this sort of thing. And so the human conscience, to me, is the main point.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a pleasure, as you know who I am. Well, I
Yes.
can say something. I worked with Gabriel Garcia Marquez for 2 years. 2 years altogether. We wrote series, we wrote things in Europe. Although United States, I received United States New York Film Festival Golden Prize some years ago. But I'm best known in Europe, in South America. In Europe, my books and everything, I'm very
Yeah.
well.
Doc, do you have by any chance an idea of how many soap operas you wrote or
No, I never wrote a soap opera, my dear.
no? Did you write like for
No,
movie
no,
or
no, no,
TV
no.
series,
No. I wrote. No, I don't wrote soap opera. I wrote serials. I wrote mini
mini
serials,
series? Uh-huh.
serials, films, plays, and chronicles, articles, and books, teaching books about creativity and playwriting,
Awesome.
screenwriting.
Hmm.
And then you talk about this, which is very important for me. And but I want to tell you, because Gabo, about this creativity of mechanism of writing, he said to me a fantastic sentence one day. He said, "The real right of the third millennium will be the screenplay." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you see," and he is correct. Because I'm saying why I'm saying this sort of thing, because nowadays, the screenplay has a sort of it's a lot of division and subdivisions, etc., etc., and the work is so much, so complete, that you need several kinds of minds to work in a new audiovisual. So the first of all, I divide my seminar, my class, my seminars for 5 days or 1 month. I divide it into parts, because the screenplay nowadays have to first part of it. It has to write to be read, for someone to read. So you have to have a log line, outline, to be a poet, to a little bit publicitary, have a synopsis, compose the characters, make the justification of your work, make the bridge dramatic. Everything should be written, not to be seen, but should be reading. So you have to be a good poet, writing so well, a good teller, writer. Okay, you don't need to be a screenwriter. You have to be a good writer and have people that specialize to create characters, and the people who specialize in creating publicity, sentences to your movie. Now or never, they will be forever. It doesn't matter. As a sentence that you consecrate your movie to the public. Okay, so that part of work is a lot of things. In the second part of work, you want to work to another thing completely different. You go to work to the eye of the camera, and the eye of the camera each day is more complex, and more and more and more. So, and then you have to write about structure, microstructure, microstructure of the scenes. It's to be seen, the unity, the dramaturgy, the scenes, the communication corps, the dialogue. Okay? And you have to think about this part to work to the eye of the camera, that we don't have a sort of law. There no law. There is no law in dramaturgy. The only law in dramaturgy is there is no law. We have laws. We don't work with laws. We work with um, what to say, principles, necessities, qualities, typologies, but do not work with laws, because the dramaturgy all the time is growing, is more defined, okay, all the time. But this sort of distinction, this sort of work, one to be read, second to be viewed, serve for everything. Since for theater to the game, okay, since to artificial intelligence, okay, animation, okay, virtual, okay. because or a serious or a ministry, okay, serve for everybody, because all the systems need characters, they need structure, need dialogue, need communication is dialogue. So I have to say that there is the future of the screenwriter. Again, is more than Gabriel Garcia Marquez thought, because the books now is on the electronic, no, electronic. So he was right, and I want to present my seminar to the Brazilian people, to Latin people, Latin American people, in the United States. I may look for it, for give my seminar, and to show my work in the United States. Okay, and that's my project.
Very interesting, as usual. All comes down to creativity, right, Doc? And that you have a lot, right? So, a quick question for you. Are there, from all that you have written on TV series, on theater, or movies, can you highlight three that you really had a lot of pleasure, or they're all the same to you? Do you have
That's
some that you kind of?
it's funny. I discovered one day that my pleasures is to write down. When I finish the scene, when I think it's good, it's good. So that's it. That's the best moment, because Susan, you write today, and this sort of thing you'll be shooting next year. You'll be shooting the next year. You understand? So your mind in another place, so in another project, in another future. So you have to know that your moment when you write. So you're a screenwriter, you're a writer, okay, and a screenplay. So that's my important moment. You put yourself that professional, and I think that professional has an enormous future, because even so, there is the direction, very important, but the sheet of paper completely white, and then you create everything from nothing, and this is creativity.
And it stays to eternity, right? Because what you write, a book or something, will stay, as you said, it can be produced again in 20 years, right?
Yes, yes.
So it will stay.
Yes, because if it is a classic, if it is a classic, I tell you what, there is three kinds of judgment of a work of art. The first of all is the public. That's important. The second is the critical. This is very important. The critical can destroy. No, it can destroy. Man, not. It's good. You cannot destroy. And third, it's most important. Time. So there is sort of that come keeping on time. Keep on time. Keeping return, because they are classical. And for instance, in South America, we don't have a sort of, I'm open now, Luis is helping me, and we try to open now an institute to help to have certification, digital certifications for all the works, screenwriters, author, painters, and everything possible in NFT and certificate number, valid for all American, South American, Europe, and United States, of course. But we need sort of associate in the United States to join in the English language this work to new platform, which has the first studies. So there is an enormous possibility everywhere, mainly in America Latina and Europe, because there is no sort of certification that you write in Argentina is not valid. Brazil, which is not valid for Spain, not valid for Mexico are not valid for United States. So we have to put United States, it's not valid to Brazil. So it's a huge confusion. And that institute will cover the rights, certificate the rights of the person all around our continent and the old continent.
Okay, so let's start the Q&A because I'm sure that all of us are like, willing to speak a little more and understand a little more of all that you do. I'd like to ask the first question today, Aloise. Usually I pass to my co-host, but today I would like to ask you something that I'm very curious about. I heard an interesting story on the past on why you chose Doc Comparato as your stage name. So this Doc, are you a doctor?
Yes, I'm a real doctor. I'm a real doctor.
And how did it?
Mm, it's very fun in life, isn't it? Because I'm a real doctor, and I have to say, in breaks, a good doctor, a good doctor. And I received a scholarship. I went to England to make the master's degree. I was resident in the National Heart Hospital. I lived in London for a lot of time, and for 3 or 4 years, I married over there. And then I began. In that moment, I was to become back up to Brazil, become a huge doctor. And that moment said, no, 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 no. I'm going to write. Of course, it's not you cannot do this sort of thing. So it was a process of 5 years that I write an article, given work in a hospital, then go to do sort of things together, until I have to be known and receive and be a writer and a screenwriter. Okay, and but this coming and I have to use a nickname. And in English, Doc, the doctor they call Doc. So my name is Luis Philip Comparato, and I took Philip and put Doc Comparato.
That's
Which I
awesome.
don't mind.
I had to ask to make sure if that story was real. So you really worked as a doctor,
Yeah,
and
for
for some,
10 years. For 10 years, I worked as a doctor. I
and do
work
you have a
in England.
specialty?
I work in Paris. As you see, I work in England. I work in Paris, like a doctor.
Okay, did you have a specialty like a
Yeah,
general?
yes. I am a cardiologist specializing in unit care, coronary unit care, which
Okay,
is, but it's very,
all right.
very
No,
stress.
it does. Oh,
Stress. A little bit of stress.
you
But,
manage stress.
yeah,
Okay.
I say to myself, no, I work hard, hard is not the center. Also, now they think that our heart, the anatomic heart, is the center of our soul again, because everything you feel it. When you say, I broke my heart, actually, you broke your heart. You have problems in your heart because you are so sad that really, so there is a connection between heart, emotions, brain, and vision of life. So it's so holic, you got several things together to be yourself. And then when you ask the first question, who are you? I am so many. I'm so many. Depends on the characters I'm writing. Depends on the day, and this is not to be, let me say, proud of it. No, I'm not proud of it. It's my work, my job. So I do it.
And you do it very well. I guess Aloysio wants to ask something. Your microphone is muted, Aloysio. Can you unmute?
Usual. Okay, I want to break the protocol here a little bit because I have to add, because since I know him for quite some time, he associated his feelings and the social sensitiveness and political sensitiveness and the medical knowledge and experience. And he produced a very important piece of TV show, which was the Hospital Brazil. Remember?
Yes,
Yes, it
yes,
was a classic. It
yeah.
was important, and it's very well known. And so I
No,
just want to say that.
yeah, no, I have I have several take off your microphone. I have several good show. Um,
Aloysio, can you mute your mic, please? Thank you.
yes, I have very good show that I can say, but it's very funny. You can find all of them. Lampio Maria Bonita. Also, I write in Spain a fantastic for Catalonia. A series magnificent received the premiere in Monte Carlo. So I have my play Nostradamus in Europe received the premiere. I'm in Magnani, so surprise, so many things. And much more important, I became teacher of screenwriting and creativity, and I gave class. For example, received the prize, the German DID prize, and I work as a teacher of screenwriting in Berlin and in the south in the Bavaria, and I work, for instance, for um, European Script Found, be teacher, and I founded the postgraduate and doctorate of the University of Barcelona for screenwriting screenplay. So I have a university side, which I consider very, very good because it helped me all the time uh, to, to believe that knowledge is culture is the most important thing. Education is one of the essential things in life. So
Yeah, without
all,
any doubt.
all my knowledge is now in this book. It's 1,000 pages, but it's going to be released in Spanish, freely, 1,000 pages, to my institute, uh, Comea. The name of the institute is Comea. Comea is hive in English. That's hive in English.
Yes.
Yes, as Comea, because participation, everybody together, working force in all the culture, Brazilian culture. You know that we have enormous kind of culture in Brazil that's losing now, unfortunately, for terrible things, governments and things, films, songs of the Indians of the Amazon, paintings, kind of paintings. I wrote include a screenplay about Landsdorf. I can say that sort of thing because he was the first anthropologist. Because this painting, everything has a significance. So as a cultural sort of the humanity, we are losing. Latin America is full of this sort of thing, Mayas, whatever. So music, sounds, images, and his stories, fiction, uh, sort of fables, fables, short
Mhm.
stories, fables. They're very important, the fables, before the fables. So that sort of thing should be recorded, should be over there, to the people to the knowledge,
We
because
have only 15 minutes more of show. We could be speaking with you, I think, for 3 hours. But let's try to just stick a little bit to now the questions. We have like 4 questions. And then at the end, I would invite you to share with us the website, your website, and where they can find this and all. Okay?
okay,
Aloysio, you have a question. Aloysio, it's your turn now.
See, I will try to be objective since we have a short time. Um, in your opinion, how can Brazilian and cultural and artistic professionals better compete and expand their activities abroad?
Oh, well,
If it,
I think this possibility is huge. Brazil at the end is a, is it's like an island, cultural island, to the foreigners, mainly to the Americans, because they know bossa nova, they know sort of things, political problems, but they're not involved in the cultural, literary side of it. The screenplays, they are, but so we were the one only country that never received an Oscar. We never did not receive an Oscar or receive one big award from the United States in terms of pictures or paintings or architecture or sort of thing. The other countries of South America receive anyway. But for that sort of thing, I think that the sort of Brazil is also a sort of mystery and sort of exotic, mystic, and very confusion. So, but there is the same impression that the foreigner has to Brazil. So we have to clean up this sort of thing a little bit. We have to clean, and show that we have capacities. No sort of Brazil, no Brazil, but which are neighbors. The Uruguay is fantastic. Peru is a fantastic thing. So all this country has to be showing the United States and showing quite well. They're not showing. There is sometimes I think it's a problem of translation. Serious problem of translation. This is a joke. It's not a joke, perhaps not a joke. It's an aphorism. But the American, they say that South America is a sort of the backyard of the American. But the backyard to America is a place green, beautiful, with meat, with flowers, and whatever. And our backyard is full of problems, dust, least, poverty, misery, etc., etc. So, hey, if they look to us in the side of, okay, let's be friends of your backyard. Let's join to the backyard. This would be fantastic.
Yeah, but
How
Brazil,
the relation which they become more friendly between the United States and South America, especially Brazil.
yeah, Brazil has a lot of talents. In fact, Fernanda Montenegro, our actress, was the first and I think only actress nominated for an Academy Award. And it was with the film,
No, no. I'm sorry.
what's
I'm sorry, Susan.
the film?
She was nominated. Several are nominated. Several.
Yeah, but she was the first.
No. Sophia Loren received.
No, Brazilian. I'm saying Brazilian.
The only one was okay. The only one was one Brazilian one. This one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only Brazilian.
I'm sorry.
So little by little, we will get there,
Yeah, I hope so. Why
Yeah,
not?
we will. We will.
You can be a right. It's just a problem. I send you the script. That's it. Aloysia produced it. That's it.
We will. That's our last question. So first, with increased globalization, how do you think that artists, writers, directors can protect their intellectual property in the United States as well as globally? So when you write something, do you think that it's respected, your intellectual property abroad?
Yes, it have to be each day. It has to be. For instance, I'm doing this sort of digital certification institute, Doc Comparato, for the certification is valid for around the world. basically. But began with South America and United States. I'm looking for partners in the United States for this. That's the point. We have partners just in Spain. We have partners in Argentina. We have partners in Brazil as well. Now we will have to have a partner in the United States.
For sure.
And that's our main subject. And then we give conferences, and I would like to
Yeah, we will bring you, Doc, for sure. We will try. And yeah, that's what I say more and more. You see, like actors like Rodrigo Santoro, and there's like so many people that are coming and making good careers here. Because so I'm sure that you're a big asset for us to bring. And
look, I cannot complain. I cannot complain myself because my daughter, Bianca Comparato, is the big, one of the stars of Netflix International because she had 3%. Now she became very it's very known around the world. And so, yes, and I think that when you said about this sort of, it's not the world became one sort of multi the zeros that the companies that open this Netflix and company like that, they are doing a fantastic job just to open. I can see films from India, from China, from whatever, Korea, Brazilian, Paraguay movies, American movies. Know why? Because and they are very good because the creative appears everywhere. And then this new streaming company are doing a magnificent service to spread culture and around the world. I have confessed that although there is a lot of problems, I think the end, as an optimist, I'm saying, no, they're doing a very good job. They spread dramaturgy around the world. Doesn't matter where I come from. It's good, it's here. Okay? And that's a change of thinking, a change of conception, which is would be very fruitful.
how it should be. Yes. Aloysio, do you have another question for Doc? You're muted.
In reference to what Doc just said, I would like to mention that, as we all know, but we have about 3 million, maybe 3.5 people, Brazilians abroad. I say Europe and the United States. Do you think that this interchange of culture and people here also contributed to the communities and integration in different societies? This will help and and make it better, the understanding about the Brazilian culture, therefore opening more ways of contact and expansion of Brazilian culture and so forth.
Look, Luis, look, Luis, I have some tuition. I don't have no sort of thing, but I don't see the Brazilian community, although they keep some sort of habits, our habits of things, customs, etc. It's not so much unified like others' culture, you see everywhere. The Brazilian is more an entrepreneur. He's not joined like the other cultures, that seems to me that could be more Brazilian abroad, can be more united in terms of create opportunity for themselves, inside themselves, to improve the show off, the show off to improve the vision of Brazil in the world through a strong concentration, sort of friendship or brotherhood, okay, that you see in other countries, in other cultures. You don't see very much in the Brazilian. Just a point of view. Perhaps I'm completely wrong about it. I'm not saying yes or no, but this is just intuition, an impression. But I don't want to finish our talk with sort of things. So to say that I believe that sooner or later, I think that the people will be convinced that you will think that it's important to be united, okay, abroad, because the vision of Brazil is so badly now in the world, so bad that we have to show that, yeah, although in Christ the world's not good, we will continue to be work people, very working people, and very happy people.
Oh, yes. Very friendly people
Yeah,
too, right? I
happy.
think that they are starting to get that, Doc. I'm here in the United States for 14 years. And my company, Brazilian Beat, what we try is exactly this, is to showcase a Brazil that is beautiful with colors, tastes, and, show all that we have, as you said, from the Amazon to, the native Brazilians and all. We are such a melting pot.
Yeah.
And what I think it's so interesting is that Brazilian doesn't have a face. I don't know if you ever heard that one of the most valuable passport that there is on the
I will talk
market
about
is
that.
the Brazilian, because you have everyone. You have, like, you can look like Asian,
Yeah,
like black,
yeah,
white.
yeah.
All of us, we're Brazilian. Brazilians are a mix of everything. Isn't that true?
Yeah. No, you go on the airplane. When the people use this airplane, I hear there is a Jewish, Arabic, a Chinese.
Everyone is Brazilian.
Everybody was Brazilian.
And we have so many influence. I think that's what makes beautiful, like they say that the Brazilian woman is beautiful, is because we are so mixed. And also the talent, the creativity, as you say, because there's so many influences, right?
We have this sort of brand, that there's
Yeah, exactly.
brand. So it has to use. We have to use this brand, to do
Yeah.
good things. We have this
Yeah.
brand. I'll prepare. Yeah.
So,
So
speaking of creativity, I have another question.
go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
you know that, can you talk a little bit about the script of a short movie that you wrote for the Brazil International Foundation, which Aloysio Vasconcelos is the chairman? And we are in the process of getting funding to move this project forward. The clip or short movie will showcase Brazilians, that's what we're speaking about, who have obtained high levels of success in the United States. So, how is that screenplay that you wrote?
Yes, that was the point. First of all, I'm very honored to be involved in this project. I like so much to do it because I think the conception of this clip was to show that in all sort of different kind of professional or aspects of life, United States or abroad, you have Brazilian very competent in this sort of thing, and doing this sort of thing not didactically, but showing through images and things that is possible, that they much more this sort of thing in the submerged in the water that has to come up to show that's the conception of you ask to me to write is this possibility that not that people that say it's remarkable that doesn't it's remarkable, but there is another people that's coming up to give them the way, give them the dream of be like this person that you joined in the program in the thesis.
That's the American dream, right? That everyone asks about it. But
Yeah,
in fact, so many people, Brazilians, that come here, and that's the concept that you're speaking about, that have the opportunity. And there are Brazilians in the government. I have a childhood friend that is now on the Biden government. She's a doctor as well, like you. There's like people on all the levels, as engineers with businesses here. So now we have this second wave of Brazilians that are coming as entrepreneurs, really investing and bringing money to the country, like because they have the EB5, that is a visa that you need to invest to be able to have your green card. So it's amazing, like, Brazil also can contribute to the economy here.
for
And
sure.
this is what we would try, right? To
Right.
portray.
For sure. No doubts about. Brazil have to be rediscovered again.
For sure. Aloysio, that's your subject. I think that you would have a comment on this.
Well, yeah, I think that what the whole, and I'll be very short because the time is up, but the whole, what motivates us since the beginning in the Brazilian business group and also the Brazil International Foundation is the success of Brazilians, but not the success individually, is how they can and how they mix and they help to improve the societies where they are. In this case, we are of course focused in the United States, and it's evident that the Brazilians second and getting to the third generation here in the States, they are fully Americans. They look like Americans, they act like Americans, and they contribute. And of course, they are backed up by the size of Brazil and the opportunities that still exist in the country. So it's a tremendous potential, and I'm sure that we'll get there.
You just speak about this thing. When you speak about success, that is a tricky word. This tricky word. It's better to talk about talent. I prefer to talk about talent, because success might be a lot of things have success. My talent is in that you have to grow up, to feed, to feed back, etc. etc. So, but let's talk about talent. There is a lot of talent. And now, just one story. My family from my family, my father family is from Sicily, Italy, and my mother from Portugal. Anyway, I born in Brazil, but my father, because of the war, he don't speak Italian because the Italian were Nazis, so they don't speak the children to Italian because not to have problems because the war, because I'm from the boom, the boom baby boom area, they don't speak. And now, see, why not? Why not learn Portuguese to speak in two languages with the boy of the third generation? Show them values, Brazilian values. All the nations has good values and bad values. So show the bad values and the good values as well, but show the good are better than the bad. So show our values, and improve the talent. That's the institute, the relation, the the Institute of International of Aloysio, it's this sort of thing. It's the teaser is just don't lose your roots. Don't lose your roots talent, your talent, because you have it there. You have it there. Don't lose it, because each language, each culture, new things, new vision.
For sure. And we
Yeah.
have to be proud of it. Like my daughter, she's Brazilian American. She's born in the United States, but she speaks fluently both. And that will just help her through her life. So I think that uh, for as much as the world now is global, as you said, our roots will bring different characteristics to what we will be able to share with the world. So, like on your art, the creativity. So, for the more influence that you have, Alois, your microphone is uh, for as much the more influence that you have, like from Europe, from South America, will make your art more rich and more deep for sharing. Alois, you wanted to comment something?
Yes, I just want to add, that's my final word on this subject, which is very important. That's the basis for everything we are trying to build. Our project started in a school, a Portuguese language school we set up at the Jewish Community Center in Boca Raton on Saturday mornings. And it was a tremendous success. That's where everything started. It's a long story. I don't want to spend the time here, but that's how we started. So this is in the heart of our project. That's what
I will
motivates us.
you one day on this because we all want to know this story, okay? But I agree with Doc that the most important is education. And that's why this generation of Brazilians living here and being educated in US will make a difference, I think, for Brazil outside of the country. Now, Doc, we're almost finishing. I do not want to finish without you telling us your website and how we can obtain further information. Can you please type on the chat that is open so that we will be able to write and you can tell as well?
Yeah, okay, I will do it. I just have to thank you very, very much. It was a pleasure. Aloysio, you were right, Aloysio. The things now, you said that began in the simple Sabbat, and now it's big, Uh, and that's you know why it's grow, why this grow, because they were passion. It's not love, a more than love, a passion, a dream. Love with a dream is passion. So you become blind. So you just jump, you know. For this sort of thing, the international Brazilian entrepreneur, thank you very much. Thank you too. And thank the public. And I hope to see you again as soon as possible.
For sure. Our audience will search on Google more about you, I'm sure. So, this is the end of our show. Thank you for being with us, Doc and Aloysio. And we will always be back on the first Thursday of each month with a subject of interest to our Brazil international Hispanic. There's so many, in fact, to all the international community here in South Florida. So you have on your screen there the Comparato's website. So whoever wants to know a little more of what he does, you're welcome to go search because it's very interesting all that Doc has done throughout his career. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.